In the year of 234, near the end of the Three Kingdoms period, Zhuge Liang Kongming is struck down by illness and lies in his deathbed. In his final moments, he has a dying wish to be reborn in a peaceful world without war. The next moment he awakes as a younger version of himself in modern-day Shibuya. Confused by his surroundings, Kongming wanders into a nearby bar where he witnesses a young singer named Eiko Tsukimi perform and is moved by her singing. The next day, Eiko finds Kongming passed out on the street and takes him to her home, where she teaches him the basics about modern Japan, and Kongming is convinced he was revived in modern-day Japan for a reason. With Eiko's help, Kongming is able to secure a job as a bartender at Eiko's nightclub, the BB Lounge, thanks to her boss being a Three Kingdoms enthusiast. After their shift ends, Eiko reveals that she had once considered ending her life, but hearing someone sing gave her the motivation to keep living to become a singer who could inspire others as well. However, she has so far failed every audition she's applied for and is thinking of quitting. Kongming then offers his services as a master tactician to help Eiko achieve her dream. Thinking about Kongming's offer, Eiko desires to perform at major music festivals in Japan and around the world, but she does not have the fame or follower count to allow for it. Kongming arranges for them both to attend a performance by the famous singer Mia Iriyama to see if there is anything they can learn from her. In order to judge her character, Kongming meets Mia backstage, where she offers to get Eiko a performance at a larger club. However, Kongming quickly realizes that Eiko is scheduled to perform at the same time as Mia on opposing stages, meaning Mia intends to exploit Eiko's low fame to boost her own audience. On the night of the performance, Kongming arranges stage area in a way to confuse the audience so they cannot easily find the exit, recreating his famous Stone Sentinel maze stratagem. Drawn in by the promise of alcohol, being unable to leave and having the opportunity to hear Eiko sing, the crowd begins to build up at Eiko's stage. The performance ends up being a huge success for Eiko as she gains over 1,000 followers, while a furious Mia orders her manager to keep tabs on Eiko. In order to capitalize on Eiko's successful performance, Kongming manages to convince a local music festival to host her. However, since Eiko is still an amateur, she's given a small out-of-the-way stage and is scheduled to perform at the same time as the main event. Jet Jacket performs on the main stage. At the festival, Kongming tricks Jet Jacket into thinking Eiko's sound equipment has broken down, luring them into a false sense of security. He then employs one of his 36 stratagems, which is to create something from nothing. He reveals that he had thoroughly studied Jet Jacket and knows their lead singer has a sensitive throat, and with a big concert the next day he will not sing his signature song for the festival. Kongming simply feigned weakness so Jet Jacket would lower their guard, allowing Eiko to make an explosive opening to her performance to steal the crowd's attention. Jet Jacket confronts Kongming about his underhanded tactics, but he manages to appease them by providing them a concoction that can treat sore throats. Kongming is happy that the successful performance at the festival has improved Eiko's self-confidence as well as draw the attention of a major music producer. Eiko and Kongming are then approached by Tsuyoshi Kondo, one of the world's most influential music festival organizers. Impressed by Eiko's potential, he offers her one of two options: take a spot at a local music festival with expected attendance of 10,000 or a major festival called Summer Sanya with an expected attendance of 300,000. However, in order to qualify for a spot at Summer Sanya, Eiko must first take part in the 100,000 likes project, where she must obtain 100,000 likes on her social media page before the festival. Despite being warned that only one singer has ever managed to complete the challenge, Eiko chooses to apply for Summer Sanya, trusting Kongming to come up with a plan. Kongming figures that they need the skills of a rapper and begins frequenting clubs and parties to find the right one. Eiko meanwhile focuses on practicing and composing a new song. Eiko and Kongming then decide to party in Roppongi, where Eiko confides in Kongming that her ultimate dream is to sing at Voice Land, one of the biggest music festivals in the world. Kongming promises to help make her dream come true, and Eiko allows him to hear her new song. Kongming arranges for a rap battle to take place at the BB Lounge. Meanwhile, a young prodigy rapper named Tactician tries to go about his day, having vowed to quit rapping after collapsing in the middle of a rap battle due to a stress-induced stomach ulcer. However, he is continually pursued by his rival Sekitoba Kung Fu, who presses him for a rematch after being defeated by him in a previous battle. Tactician does his best to avoid Sekitoba, revealing that while he desired to be a rapper, as he started winning more rap battles, more and more pressure is mounted on him to stay on the top until the stress became too much for him to bear. Heading to the laundromat, Kabuteijin encounters Kongming, who entrances him with a rap of his own and challenges him to a rap battle at the BB Lounge. If Kongming wins, Kabuteijin must join his band, while if Kabuteijin wins, Kongming will grant one wish for him. Intrigued by Kongming's challenge, Kabuteijin decides to head for the BB Lounge, where Kongming is waiting for him. Kabuteijin observes a rap battle at the BB Lounge and considers leaving until he hears Eiko sing a song that reminds of the time he first discovered rap, where he overcame his social anxiety by joining a small rapping group. Over time, Kabuteijin grew more skilled as rapping came more naturally to him, culminating in him becoming a championship rapper. Kongming then appears on stage and catches Kabuteijin trying to leave and once again issues a challenge to him. Kabuteijin is goaded into accepting, and the two get into a heated rap battle that Sekitoba comes to witness. During the battle, Kabuteijin's passion for rap is revived and he uses his skills to completely overwhelm Kongming, who admits defeat. Sekitoba leaves satisfied to see his rival return to rapping. Afterwards, Kongming asks Kabuteijin about his wish, but he replies that his wish of coming back to rap has already been granted. However, he decides to join Kongming's band anyways. Unbeknownst to everyone, Kongming had manipulated the entire situation using a spy to figure out Kabuteijin's favorite song and sneaking a stomach medicine into Kabuteijin's drink. He then recites one of his stratagems where the best way to get the enemy to move to you is to entice them with something beneficial to them. With Kabuteijin joining the group, Kongming lays out their plan for the 100,000 Likes project, narrowing their greatest competition to an all-girl band called Azalea, led by the talented idol Nanami Kyuan and backed by the major talent agency Key Time. Since they cannot match Key Time's advertising resources, Kongming determines that the best time to make their post to gain 100,000 likes is 3 days before the competition deadline. In the meantime, he advises Kabuteijin resolve Sekitoba's rematch with him and arranges for Eiko to properly record her original song with the famous DJ Steve Kaido. Kid asks Eiko to sing I'm Still Alive Today, a song from her favorite singer Maria Diesel. While impressed by her skill, Kid advises Eiko that she find her own voice. As Kabuteijin tries to come up with lyrics for his match, Eiko finds a street performing permit provided by Kongming and heads for performance area. There she encounters another street performer singing I'm Still Alive Today named Nanami, whose voice she immediately takes an interest in. In order to prevent the police from harassing Nanami, who lacks a permit, Eiko temporarily joins Nanami as a duo, playing the guitar for her. They make plans to meet again the next day, though Nanami requests that Eiko also sing with her so she can hear her voice. Back at the BB Lounge, Kongming's fortune-telling gives him the sworn friend's sign. The next day, Eiko performs with Nanami again, but still feels she's nowhere near Nanami's level and begins losing faith. Meanwhile, Kabuteijin is having trouble coming up with lyrics for his upcoming match with Sekitoba, and both he and Eiko meet at the BB Lounge where they sing an impromptu performance together. Eiko then suggests that Kabuteijin return to his roots, so he decides to journey back to his old hometown, where finds out from strangers and old friends that he's a local celebrity that everybody looks up to. Eiko meanwhile spends more time with Nanami and vents her frustrations to her, and Nanami agrees to help train Eiko and help her find her own voice. Over the next few days, thanks to Nanami's coaching, Eiko is able to significantly improve her singing, and she decides to head off to prove herself to Kaido. After Eiko leaves, Nanami receives a phone call and then disappears. Nanami answers the call from her manager Karasawa, revealing that she is in fact Nanami Kyuan of Azalea. Karasawa chastises Nanami for her disobedience, forbidding her from street performing or meeting with Eiko. Meanwhile, Eiko performs another session with Kaido, and while Kaido concedes she has improved, he points out she still has not found her reason for singing. Frustrated, Eiko goes with Nanami to a rooftop skydeck using a ticket Kongming had provided her. There, Nanami comes clean with Eiko, revealing her identity as Nanami Kyuan. She explains that she formed Azalea with two of her high school friends, and while they initially were not very successful, they had fun playing the music they wanted. However, it all changed when they met the music producer Toshihiko Karasawa from Key Time. Karasawa promised them success, but only if they sang his music. They initially refused, but when Azalea's lack of success threatened to bankrupt them, they turned to Karasawa in desperation. Following Karasawa's strict instructions, Azalea did find success, but Nanami later found it to be at the cost of Azalea being more about fame and profit rather than music. Realizing Nanami was hiding troubles of her own, Eiko feels the desire to use music to save her, just like how she herself was saved by it. Inspired, Eiko signs her own rendition of I'm Still Alive Today, which moves Nanami to tears. Nanami parts ways, warning that next time they meet will likely be as rivals, but Eiko still expresses her wish to sing with her again someday. Kongming then arrives, having heard Eiko's singing, and tells her now that she has found her reason to sing, she's ready to move to the next stage of the plan. With newfound resolve, Eiko returns to Kaido and demonstrates her singing again. This time, Kaido is impressed enough to create a new arrangement for her song. Meanwhile, Kabuteijin prepares for his match against Sekitoba and recalls the time he spent with his old rapping crew. During the actual match, Sekitoba is so impressed with Kabatajan's improvement that he concedes. Nanami, still conflicted about her friendship with Eiko, continues to train with Azalea under Karasawa's direction. Karasawa then announces that Azalea will perform a surprise concert in Shibuya with a $1,000,000 giveaway to secure their 100,000 likes. Nanami is uncomfortable at the idea of essentially buying likes but cannot bring herself to oppose Karasawa. Back at Kaido's studio, Eiko sings to the arranged version of her song, which causes Kongming to relive his memory of meeting Liu Bei for the first time and swearing loyalty to him. Over the next few days, with help from Kabatajan, Eiko continues to improve her singing and decides on the name of her song, Dreamer. Both Kongming and Azalea begin their plans to gain 100,000 likes. Karasawa plans to have Azalea perform a surprise concert at Shibuya 109, where they will distribute a QR code for fans to enter the $1,000,000 giveaway contest, which will at the same time give Azalea likes. However, Kongming has already predicted Karasawa's plan and has Eiko perform an Azalea song at Shibuya 109 first while showing his own QR code, tricking the Azalea fans into giving Eiko 70,000 likes before they are outed as imposters. Azalea then arrives and begins performing, but Nanami is alarmed to see Eiko as her rival and becomes anxious performing in front of her. Kongming considers using his stratagem of alienation, which would be guaranteed to break Azalea apart, but he decides to change his plan in respect for Eiko's friendship with Nanami. Instead, he has Kabatajan perform a provocative rap song accusing Azalea of being fake, and Eiko fans working for Kongming begin spreading false rumors that the real Azalea are imposters as well, halting their likes at 98,000. With both sides at a stalemate, Eiko prepares to tip the balance in her favor with her singing. Eiko prepares to sing but is intimidated by the jeering of the crowd. However, Nanami intervenes and requests the crowd quiet down and give her a chance. Eiko then proceeds to sing Dreamer, which moves Nanami, her bandmates, and the entire crowd. The crowd quickly swings to Eiko's side and begins giving her likes. In a panic, Karasawa instructs Azalea to begin performing their new song, but Nanami ignores him. She and Azalea are inspired by Eiko's singing to return to their roots as Eiko reaches 100,000 likes. Despite losing the contest, Azalea decides to perform anyways, playing one of their original songs, putting all of their genuine emotion into it. Unknown to them, Kongming streams their performance online, earning them 100,000 likes as well and demonstrating to Karasawa that they are capable of attracting true fans rather than ones that need to be paid off. A victory party for Eiko is held at the BB Lounge, where Kongming meets with Karasawa properly. Kongming notes that Karasawa was an aspiring musician in his youth as well before being betrayed by one of his bandmates, and Karasawa admits that he saw Azalea's talent and wants to make them successful so that they can avoid the same fate he suffered. Azalea then arrives, having heard of Karasawa's past, and they agree to continue to work together with him as their producer. Eiko then private meets Kongming, and she thanks him for helping her as her tactician, and Kongming thanks her for providing him a purpose in life that does not involve war. Kongming then notes to himself that the first volume of his plan to achieve Eiko's dream is complete. Eiko then goes to the stage to perform for her waiting fans. And this brings the anime to an end. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Also turn on notifications so you don't miss out on another video. Until next time, farewell.